Well, I haven't got my fill of goblins yet, apparently. Today we're finishing up the Goblin Heroes. Then I'll be done with goblins for a while. Maybe. Greetings, good humans, and welcome to Tabletop Alchemy, where sometimes we paint up more and more goblins. They keep coming out of the woodwork. So many of them. And we thank our patrons for supporting such fantastic insanity. Come on, man. I can't get enough of these guys. Actually, I can. Yes. I'm glad these guys are going to be done today. I'm sure you guys are too. Anyway, these are the 3 hero goblin characters that were out of the 2 box sets that I painted up the goblins from previously. I'm not even going to snap because they're just, you can just go and check those goblins painting videos out in the painting video playlist if you would like. It is available here, I think. Hey man, you coming up? Hello. Hello. Uh-oh, I got your tail squished. Get your tail out. There you go. There you go. Hello. What's up? You're like, dude, you're bothering me for my nap. Anyway, the playlist is there. We painted up a bunch of goblins. I painted up these 3 goblins, but I only painted 2 of them on screen. I painted one guy. I just started painting him without rolling the camera, and I literally painted him, this guy right here. I painted him in realistically, I painted this dude in like 4 hours, maybe even less. And I was like, oh, he's already done. I forgot to shoot anything. And it was, it's kind of fun sometimes just to paint something once in a while without trying to make it fit in the camera. For me, every miniature painter on YouTube will tell you that. And once in a while, it's fun to do that. So I made sure to show, to record shooting the other 2 goblin paint jobs. These goblins are they're pretty basic. They're not super, intricately carved miniatures. They have got a good amount of detail, but it's not overwhelming. And most of them is, either robe or in this guy's case, armor. So not really that big of a deal to paint these guys. They're kind of simple to paint. I've had people, complain or ask why the miniature painting video style, why I do it with the sort of the split screen here and I jabber while I've got painting going on. And actually the answer to that question is that, I don't really do how to paint videos because I don't really know how to paint. Now, I understand that may appear to be, somewhat of a disingenuous statement. Obviously, I know how to paint at a basic level. Yes. I've been doing it for a while, sure. But I'm not very good. And if you really were to look at what I'm doing, it's pretty simplistic. I don't do a lot of glazing or hardly any glazing and the highlight thing and the shadows and I haven't learned that stuff yet. So I don't feel like I'm in a place where I can put a thumbnail title up, even though I'm sure I've done this at some point. Something like, how to paint these guys. Best that I could put up as a thumbnail title is, how to paint carefree. How to paint and not care what happens. How to paint and not care about the results. That's what I'm learning people out here, and that's why half of me's on screen. Well, actually, all of me's on screen. Half my images, painting. Because I'm jabbering about other stuff sometimes. And that's simply why. Because I don't think I can teach people how to paint. No one should be looking at me, but there's plenty of other plenty of other YouTube painters out there who are actually YouTube painters, miniature painters. I'm just a hobbyist, man. So that's kind of why I do this style of video where you can watch the painting if you want. You can turn the volume off if you really want to watch how the painting's done, but it's not like I'm instructionalizing what I do. I definitely do videos where I narrate what I'm doing, but I'm not doing anything that you can't kind of get from just the images because I don't do anything really special. Because I don't know how to do that stuff yet. I am contemplating, though, learning how to get better. I am actually contemplating doing a series where I'm going to go steal content from other YouTube creators. Yes. I was thinking I might do a series where maybe for a month I'll I mean, whatever. You have to always ignore any kind of time frame that I put on anything out there, because I'm never going to stick to it. Consistently inconsistent. Tabletop alchemy. I was thinking that, you know, it'd be fun to just go grab, you know, I love watching Ninjon's content. I love watching just all the big creators' content. Marco Frazzoni. I mean, there's literally hundreds of excellent miniature painters out there to watch tutorials from, right? And I was thinking, like, I should actually just go watch some of these tutorials and specifically try to paint a miniature from that YouTube creator's painting tutorial and see what I can turn out. There's just definitely a physicality to painting miniatures, you know, like physical dexterity and muscle movement and all that stuff. And a lot of that comes with practice, but then you start to lose some of that when you become older. Not everybody. Don't get offended. There's donuts in the back for you, man. You're old and you're dexterous. Good deal. The rest of us are not. So we just take the beer with the donuts. So, you know, I don't know if I can master like some of these intricate techniques, but there's a lot of things that I would like to learn how to do. I would like to learn how to paint things with much thinner layers of paint and maybe spend a little more time, which kind of sucks. I don't like spending a lot of time, but maybe I'd like to learn how to do that so I could make some cooler looking blends and things like that. Because I'm basically an impatient person. And it's like I always want to learn how to do these cool things and make miniatures that look like award-winning, awesome pieces of art to look at. And I just don't have the patience for it. But anyway, I thought it would be fun, you know, try to actually copy some tutorials and paint some things like all my favorite miniature painters paint, just to see what I come up with. But anyway, that's again, this is all like today's video is just about me talking about why I don't do how-to videos on how to paint, even though I know there are probably some videos in my catalog that are labeled how to paint this or that or the other. It's fun painting these goblins. It was fun because, again, like I said, the details are pretty handleable. They're not overwhelming. And again, it was just, you know, following certain steps with certain colors that I already knew what to do because I painted all those goblins in the last few weeks. So I just kind of used the same color schemes and just went with it. And yeah, again, it was just fun to do because goblins are fun. And all miniature painting can be fun. It can be frustrating as well. There's something that, you know, my buddy Hoffman and I, when we're chatting remotely while we're both at the hobby desk, he actually is doing a lot more model making lately. He actually only rarely paints miniatures. He does a lot of model making though, and he paints models. And he's really good at it. Sometimes he and I are on a video chat or a phone chat while we're each working on our hobby desk item of the day, whatever that happens to be, and one of us will make a mistake or run into something that's actually very difficult, and we just always kind of make this quip of like, oh, we love our hobby. Oh, how we love our hobby, you know. Oh, I've wrecked this thing with super glue and everything's destroyed and I have to redo it from scratch, and oh, we love our hobby. Because yes, lots of things in the hobby are difficult, right? Of course. Even in miniature painting, half the time you're frustrated because you're just like, why is this not looking like Ninjon's miniature? Why? Why do I suck? And you don't know the answers to that. So it's frustrating. And then you just get mad and you put the thing down and you go away from the hobby desk and you never come back. We gotta try to alleviate that. It's all good. Just come on back. Come on back to the desk and get the paint out. Don't stress. Just have fun. If you want to learn how to get better and you want to practice at getting better, then you got to practice. You got to make no bones about it. You got to sit down and actually mentally decide you want to practice at getting better and then work on the thing you want to get better on. It's just, that's it. That's how you get better. Not like me, where I keep painting miniatures wanting to practice, you know, having thoughts in my head like, I'd love to get better at this. I'd love to get better at that. And then sort of just, once you're down at the desk, or once I'm down at the desk, just sort of defaulting back into the painting that I know how to do, which is, you know, taking paint from this bottle and putting it on the miniature here and brushing it up and down and then calling it done. That's what I do. Even though I wish I would practice. But wishing and doing, two different things, my friends. We all know that. So, yeah, you want to get better? Don't wish. Do. Do practice. That's all. That's all I got to say. That's it. But these didn't take very long. I got, like I said, all 3 of these guys were done in basically like a day and a half, maybe 2 days. Probably about 4 hours each. They just weren't super difficult. And, yeah, that's good. So now I've got the goblins off my plate. I can go on to other things. New things to paint. Trust me. There's plenty to paint. I was just looking at my my minis to paint gallery where I can see all the stuff that I own that needs to be painted. Man, I gotta stop. I haven't even bought I bought 1 miniature in like the last 6 months. I think I bought 1 miniature. It was the Harbinger of Decay. I've been trying to buy that by itself from Games Workshop for like a year. Anyway, and I have so many miniatures to paint. Like, looking at this now and looking at me, we know for a fact there is no way that I'm going to paint all of these miniatures before I leave this planet. And it bums me out, because I don't know which ones to paint next. Because I'm like, I really want to paint all of them. That's why I got them. They're all cool. There's not enough time left to do all the things that I want to do. Simple as that. So, thanks for dropping by at Tabletop Alchemy, where we uplift everyone's spirits with jovial and uplifting thoughts. See ya.